Hey, welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. In this episode, we've got gas. Well, not really. We've got a solution to a hose problem with our gas. Stick around, you might like it. Hey, welcome back. This is Jerry, and in this episode, we are going to talk about changing out our propane hoses that go from the gas tank to the regulator, which ultimately comes into the trailer. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that as we put that cover over our tanks, our hoses are always rubbing on that, especially because we have the GASSTOP device on our tanks, which is, in our opinion, an absolute must in maintaining our safety while in our RV. So we're not going to get rid of that. So we have to come up with a solution to keep the hoses from rubbing and eventually wearing. And, you know, it's going to happen over time. So I reached out to GASSTOP, and I got a pigtail that is a 90-degree pigtail to replace our hose. And your standard hose, green, is for the propane. And your standard hose comes straight out. I'll show you that. Well, this one comes out at a 90 degree. So with our two tanks, it's going to push the hose directly to the regulator, and I'm going to have reduce or eliminate that rub. So this is our old hose, and you can see that it comes straight out, where this one goes at a 90 degree. You also note that as it comes straight out, and we'll go outside on the tank in just a second, but the GASSTOP is right here, and then the tank. So this angle has pushed out to where that cover is continuously rubbing and pushing. And what I've noticed is it created wear at this joint right here because it's constantly pushing that down. This one has, where this connects into the tank, it also plays a little bit, and I don't know if you could see that, but it allows for this to move a little bit, and you don't really need to because of that right angle. Now, a couple things before you get started with your 90-degree hose change is you'll notice that this, side by side here, okay, you'll notice that the diameter of these are different. Old propane tanks and regulators, or old regulators, use this size, which is a 9/16. The new ones, have a 1/4 inch. So before you get started, see what kind of regulator you have. And in our case, we have a 9/16. And so I went to our local propane shop called Home and Hearth, and I picked up a 9/16 to 1/4 inch adapter. And it's 9/16 on one end, and the threading on the inside there is 1/4 inch. So this will thread on this 1/4 inch, and now you have the 9/16. When I talked to the guy at the gas shop, you'll notice that I've already got Teflon tape on there, thread seal. You don't need it on this one. You only need it on the end going in the regulator. So this simply threads on here, thus making it this end, and we're ready to put it on the regulator. And I'm doing this times 2. So let's step outside and put that on. Okay, so I've got my gas stop right here going into the propane tank, and I need to tighten this in. Okay, so that's tightened on. There's your adapter. Then this is going to screw right into your regulator here. Okay. And we're going to hand tighten that in so that we don't strip anything or cross thread. And then go ahead and tighten that down. And then it's as simple as attaching that into your gas stop or directly to your tank. And in order to make the gas stop work properly, you want to make sure that it's straight up and down. There's a bearing in here that drops to seal this, and that's how that works. So now you see how the hose comes from the regulator, makes a loop down here that runs along the tank, and now I won't have that rub. And you can see it in comparison to the other one here. Let me adjust the camera. So here's the new hose, and you'll see how the old hose is sticking out. Again, the gas stop comes out to the 90 degree. I've got it looping down now and into the regulator, and now I will have no rub when it comes to putting my cover back on. All right, so let's go ahead and get this one on. Make sure the gas is off. I'm going to undo my gas. Take this old hose off. Okay. And then again, just like I did on the other one, I'm going to loop it so that I don't have any rub. It's just going to rest right along the tank there. So the final step is to turn your gas on. Both tanks. Charge your gas stop by pressing. They both read high. And then we're going to hose with soapy water. Not only does this give a good cleaning, but we can see if there's any leaks. And we're looking for bubbles, especially right in here where we just did this. no leaks. So a couple final thoughts about this and why we did this. Number one, we wanted to reduce the friction and the wear on our hoses, and doing that 90-degree drop down absolutely eliminates that. Now, some people will say, well, why didn't you just turn your tanks? Well, there's only so much you could turn your tank before they're no longer on the bracket. So we had our tanks completely at inward angles, and we were still getting the rub that we didn't want. This eliminates the need to do that. Right now we've got our hoses facing straight to the rear, and the system is working as it's designed to work. Going into the regulator and without the rub of those hoses. So that was really the important part. Now, couple the 90-degree pigtails going in to the regulator with the gas stop. We just know that our system is safe, and we really don't want to mess around with gas. It's something that we're not comfortable with, and if we could do something as simple as this, good for us. The gas stop is a tremendous device, and we highly encourage it. You don't have to go out and grab one, but for our peace of mind, it is a wonderful product. And for the price that you pay versus the price that you may pay if something catastrophic happens, the gas stop is something that we will not RV without. And really, at the end of the day, our gas tank is right there. And when we're sleeping, our head is right on the other side of this wall. So knowing that everything's going to shut down at the source is something that is worthwhile to us. If you're interested in the gas stop, there's a link in the description below. Use that code HPDGAS, and that's going to give you a price break on your next purchase for the gas stop. And don't forget that they make it for travel trailers. They make it for Class A's. So just pick the one that you need. Obviously, we're a travel trailer. Travel trailers and fifth wheels use the same one that we have, and Class A's and with the built-in tanks, they use a POL system. So check them out. They're available to you. The code works for both. All right, well, we hope that you found value in this video. Anything that we could do to make the RV a little bit safer, that's a thumbs up in our book. So if you're inclined, give us a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Tell us if you're interested in something like this, or if you've done something like this. But give us that thumbs up. Leave a comment. Most importantly, share it with a friend. We really appreciate each and every one of you spending a little time with us. Remember that a happy life starts in a happy place. We found ours. This keeps it safer. We're motivating you to get the most out of your RV, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for coming along.